Thank you for tuning in to the channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It appears that the XJW community is starting to reach the dark ages. In a recent YouTube video, Lloyd confessed to cheating on his wife with prostitutes in Thailand. Being the Lloyd is an activist in the ex-Jehovah Witness community, many were disappointed in his actions and felt as though they were let down, especially his Patreon donors, because they felt that the money had been misused that they had donated. If you would like to share your sentiments, you could do so in the comments below. We look forward to hearing from you. In this video, we will focus on the recent developments over the last few days in regards to a statement that came from Marco and also some alleged screenshots from a 14-year-old that had conversations with Mr. Evans. And again, I would like to stress that this information is alleged and has not been proven in any form. This 4-page letter just dropped from the sky from an individual by the name of Marco. He goes into great details about personal matters that happened in Lloyd Evans' life. But the big question is, can we believe it? Why are people putting credence in Marco's nefarious claims about Lloyd Evans? As far as we know, he could be a made-up character. How would you feel if someone did that to you? Just out of the blue, they get to write a letter stating all these crazy things that you've done in your life without revealing their ID. I think it's terrible. Is that what we want in the XJW community? I would hate to think so. I think it's time for Marco to step forward if he wants to be believed. I read his letter and it doesn't make sense. A lot of things do not add up in what he posted. And again, in the last video, I showed that this document was created by a person using the name of Kim Brooks, and I'm not sure who that is. It's not fair to throw rocks and then hide your hands. To slap someone in the dark and then hide your hands. It's time to come out of the closet, whoever you may be, and face the storm if you are going to spread this type of deep-seated accusations. We're smarter than that. Now, I will say, I've never spoken to Lloyd, and to be honest with you, I've never really watched his videos, although I've seen enough to respect his work, and I know that anybody that's out here trying to help people wake up from Jehovah's Witnesses, I second that emotion. So let's take a look at the letter. In one paragraph, notice what Marco says. He says, I realize that there is a burden of proof that everyone seeks from me. They ask for pictures, text messages, emails, and even explicit photos. I want to be clear that I possess none of these. I was also asked to report this to the police. Again, I only know what was told or shown to me. I did make an attempt to contact UK police in 2017, but was unsuccessful in getting this investigated. The period in time that I'm going to speak about are the years from 2007 to 2014, which is roughly the period of their wedding to about the time Lloyd had gone full-time in his work with the former Jehovah's Witnesses. So Mr. Marco is saying that he had nothing, empty-handed. He saw a few things, right? But notice what he says later in another paragraph. He says, Lloyd was active on a sex dating online sites which were suited for people looking for sex, not relationships. He felt this absolved him, and it wasn't truly cheating, but working out his desires and fantasies. His wife found out about this with browser history and his texts, which had been on a second phone. His online names was, as I recall, the Gobbler and the P Destroyer. I had seen some of these chats as they were forwarded to my wife in confidence back in 2007, 2008. They were animated, and he had a fetish where the girls, I don't even want to read that nonsense. So his wife does have proof, right? they were forwarded to his wife. And the things that are mentioned here are not the things that were mentioned in the emails that they released a few days ago. In the letter, Marco says some things about someone being called daddy, another one called daughter. None of that's mentioned in the screenshots that we have. So where are those transcripts and why weren't they turned in to the police? Again, going back to the letter, he says they asked for pictures, text messages, emails, and explicit photos. I want to be clear that I possess none of these. I was also asked to report this to the police. Again, I only know what was told or shown to me. Well, it's your wife. When you saw this material that your wife showed you, why didn't the two of you go and turn this in to the police? You see how this doesn't add up? So what I'm trying to tell you is this. If we accept Marco, then that means that anyone at any given time can write up this little dossier about you and present it online and smear your name, your life work, without offering one bit of proof. That's sickening, and it should not be acceptable. So if Marco comes out tomorrow, we find out that he's a real person and he has real ideas and real proof, then definitely we would welcome him with good reasoning. But until then, something definitely seems shady with this whole story. So now let's take a minute to talk about the emails, the 8 screenshots that were released. Now, the word on the street is that these documents are being reviewed by the police. However, we don't know if that's true or not either. Most of us are just believing things that somebody say on a YouTube channel because I've been following them since 1914. We have to do better. People actually come into the comments spreading different ideas and concepts, and then you ask, where did you get such knowledge? Oh, Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston told me so. Oh, okay, yeah, so that makes it right, huh? Okay, what kind of proof did they show you? Well, they didn't have any proof. Oh, okay, so you still believe it, right? Okay, so evidently I see how you became a Jehovah Witness. It doesn't take much to get you going, and you just follow along with any old idea without researching, I guess, right? Shame on you. Anyway, when you take a look at the emails, there's 2 things I want you to examine, just so you can be informed. Number 1, when you go to any substantial email providers, when they mention the months, right, of the year, usually the first letter is capital. Go back and look if you don't believe me. Just go and look at the different providers, right? But not only that, you'll notice that when it comes to the timestamps on these emails, someone has altered them, or when they made them up, they made them wrong, because it switches back and forth between regular time and military time without reason. Any legitimate email account, when you go to print out what you found, it's going to give you a uniform time. There's no way around that. It's not going to say Evanston said something at 1 p.m. on this note, and then Becca said at 1844 time on that note. It's going to be uniform, and you can see that switches up between the 2 of them. It's not just one account, but both have that error. So at the end of the day, maybe this matter is being reviewed by the police and we'll get back information that it is legitimate, or maybe we won't hear anything, or maybe you'll find out that it was all a hoax. How do you feel? Well, take a few minutes to express yourself in the comments below. In conclusion, I'd like to share this from allegedly Lloyd's wife. I'm not sure if this is actually her account or not, but it's very interesting what this individual wrote. This is posted under the name Dejana. It says, "Hello everyone. I have been made aware of rumors spread on YouTube and Twitter about someone posing as my cousin that calls themselves Marco and their testimonials. I owe at least to you all my truth. I have no cousin that would even fit that description, let alone someone who would actually be that person. Both me and my parents are appalled someone is presenting themselves as our family to spread lies. I don't confide in family, and until Kim and the producer Bob, I didn't confide in friends either. But even if I did, this would not be the story as it never happened. I have not found emails and made screenshots from an old laptop. I have not called any Rebecca, she doesn't exist, and interrogated her. I have not discovered any child grooming by Lloyd in 2008 or any year of our marriage. If I did, I would report it to the police first. So time will tell what will occur next. Thank you for tuning in to the channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.